Hello and welcome back to Honda Garage, Idaho. In today's video, we're going to take a look at some basic maintenance on this second generation Honda Fit that I have recently become the proud owner of. On this vehicle, the rear hatch opens just fine, but it's a little bit difficult and it doesn't stay up by itself, and that's because these gas struts on either side are totally shot. They don't support the weight anymore. So it's more difficult to open and it can't stay up on its own. So in today's video, we're going to take a quick look at the process to replace those struts on each side and get this back to proper working order. Let's take a look. Okay, so the first step is going to be propping the trunk open if yours are actually damaged enough to the point where they can't hold it up by themselves or it's kind of iffy. Anything that's 6-ish feet tall should do the trick. And I'm just going to mount mine right here toward the middle. Make sure it's not something that's going to slide, especially if you're working on a garage floor. You don't want to bump and shake the car a little bit, have this come out and collapse out on your head. If you're worried about scuffing up the paint, use a little bit of cloth over the top there just to protect that a little bit. But anything should do, really, just as long as it's about the right height. As you can see, the door stops this far up, so you don't want anything too tall. Otherwise, it'll be at a really steep angle. But anyway, this will work. So let's look at actually removing and replacing these shock cylinders here that are supposed to help support the gate. So on each side, obviously, our strut is mounted in 2 places. On the top here, attached to the trunk, we've got this one bracket which features 2 10mm bolts. Those are easy to remove with just a regular wrench. And down here there's a threaded post that has the ball on it going right into the body, and that will take a 12mm wrench to remove. Quite easy and simple. Now, of course, the installation process is just a reverse. You put these back up, mount the bolts back in their original spots, and you're good to go. I would recommend looking for an OEM or a high quality brand replacement for this, not just for quality, but also for something else that I'll show you here. I cheaped out, got some Amazon struts, and they're a little bit different in diameter, a little bit different in length, which is not a big deal. But the main thing is that they do not come with these ball joints pre-installed. They don't have any studs. You're supposed to reuse the original Honda brackets on either side and this threaded stud here. The problem is that on the Honda OEM shocks, at least that I have here, there's not a common, easy way to just loosen the ball joints and pop them out of here. This one, the new one, has metal clips on the outside. You just pry these up with a flathead, insert the ball, lock it back in, good to go. But I have to find a little bit more creative way of getting the studs out of the Honda one, so let's take a quick look at that. Now, in all likelihood, what I'll have to do to remove these joints is just grab my Dremel or grinder or something and just cut away the top half of each of these retaining pivot points here, so I can just pull the ball out. You risk doing a little bit damage to the ball, but I mean, that's the way it goes with something like this. However, I decided to give the ball joints a fair shot and let them try to come out on their own terms first. I don't know if you can see inside here. It's pretty hard to get on the camera, but there's actually a tiny, what looks to be a little retaining ring on the inside, and I'm going to try and get a little tiny screwdriver or something and see if I can bend or push or get that out of the way somehow to release these in a non-violent way. Okay, so I've got the ball joint out. Here's that little retaining ring that I was referring to, you can see here. And if you're careful about it, you can kind of get away without marring this up too much. I don't think it's going to be a big deal, but we'll take that ring off. There we go. So this is what we'll install into our new strut. Now on these aftermarket ones, like I said, there's a clip on the inside that holds the new ball joint in place, and we can slide a Phillips head screwdriver right in here and pop that upward. Okay, so we can lift that up, and I'm just going to leave my screwdriver in there for a minute to hold it, and then we can take our new ball joint. Alright, so with that metal band snapped back down into place, we can see it's reaching around the front of that ball joint. So this will not come back out. And on the plus side now, if I have to replace these again, I can get aftermarket struts of some type that feature this and not even have to remove the bolts from the car. I can just pop this loose and replace the strut itself. And we'll just rinse and repeat 3 more times to get the other studs off. Now when you're going to reinstall these on the car, do take note that there is a specific right side and left side bracket for the part that mounts on the hatch. Now they are angled slightly differently, so it does matter which side you put on. And remember that right side refers to passenger side and left side refers to driver's side. This is if you're sitting in the driver's seat facing toward the front of the vehicle, left and right from that perspective. Now I will say on these, don't worry about the tightness spec too much. Hand tight with a little extra turn is fine. The official spec is 16 pound-feet for this lower one and 8 pound-feet for each bolt on the top, so it really doesn't have to be anything crazy tight. There we go. It appears to hold itself up just fine. Test a couple times, make sure nothing binds on the cylinders, all your joints are pivoting correctly, everything like that. Okay, that's about it. The Amazon struts, they certainly were cheap. As we saw, it required a little bit of modification and work to get them in, and I'm not 100% sure on the quality of those metal clips that retain the ball joints in the sockets. I'm gonna run them for a while and see how they actually hold up before I link anything or share the product. I personally, after doing this install, would recommend getting OEM ones if you can, even used if you're on a tight budget. But other than that, the replacement is quite straightforward. These should hold up pretty well. They feel pretty strong even though it's quite cold. So that's the process for replacing the struts on the 2009-13 Honda Fit trunk. So I hope the info I showed in this video was helpful for you. If it was, please let me know and suggest other repairs and modifications you'd like to see for the Fit. And until the next video, thank you so much for watching.